Now, we come now to another aspect of this revelation of God. And at first it's going to sound a little confusing to you. God reveals himself as the hidden one. Sounds a bit contradictory, doesn't it? But you know, there is something special about God's hiddenness. In other words, God doesn't always make things so obvious. Why doesn't he make things so obvious? Because he wants us to trust him. He wants us to walk in dependence on him. It's so easy if God just, okay, Colin, here's 3,500 things you must do in your lifetime. I've given you names, dates, places, and people, and events. Goodbye, see you in heaven. No, he doesn't do it that way. He takes you one step at a time, and he even says, step, and you say, where? He says, just keep going. I'll tell you where to put your foot down. Where, Lord? Where? Okay, over there. Thank you, Jesus. And the next step, oh, you just lift your leg. I'll show you. Sometimes it can be just as hairy as that. But nevertheless, God does reveal himself in so many different ways, and he shows himself in so many powerful ways, and they're not all obvious. They're not all obvious. I find this sometimes. I'll be speaking to somebody, and I'll say something. I'll get some fact or some inaccuracy about their life. Something I should know. They say, no, that's not true, Colin. But funny you should say that, because and then it starts going in another direction. And what we understand then is that God is beginning to speak, and if you're not careful, you're going to miss it. So to say, now, okay, Lord, what are you trying to say here? How are you guiding me here in this particular way, in this particular situation? And so God is present in personal experience, but at times it's hard to read what he's saying because he veils it in some way. It's the divine tease. My good friend R.T. Kendall describes it. Dr. R.T. Kendall describes this as the divine tease. God will just tease you in a situation and you're not quite sure what he's saying because he wants you to learn to listen more carefully. And sometimes the confusion comes very frequently when things that are happening to us don't seem to be God's involvement.